Hi, welcome back. Today in this session, we will study phrasal verbs. What is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a phrase, and we know that a phrase consists of two or more words. We know that there may be two or more than two words in a phrase, as we can see one example over here, that is come in. Come in is a phrasal verb where the word come is a verb and it is followed by a preposition in. So come in is a phrasal verb. The phrasal verb should have a verb followed by a preposition in it, as in the example of come in. The phrasal verb can have more than one meanings. It's important to know all the different meanings for phrasal verbs when you study them. Like in this chart, we have verbs followed by prepositions. So verb is make and it is followed by a preposition up. Pick out, think through, take off, take on, get away, come across. There are many phrasal verbs that have more than one meanings, and we know that most phrasal verbs have more than one meaning, and the meaning of a phrasal verb can change if you change the phrasal verb here in the preposition part. So if I say make up, so it makes a different meaning. But if I replace it by, if up is replaced by out, then the meaning of make out is totally different from make up. Similarly, instead of make up, we can change it to make out. The meaning of that is completely different from make up. And we can change further it as make in. So again, the meanings will be totally different from make up and make out. In this case, make in. Similarly, the meaning of pick out is totally different from the meaning of pick up. When you study phrasal verbs, it is important to know as many meanings for each phrasal verb that you study, because many phrasal verbs have more than one meaning. Like this example is quite clear. In this case, take off. I'm taking off. I'm taking off. So take off can have more than one meaning. What are those? Take off can also have more than one meanings. Like for the phrasal verb take off, there are many meanings. I'm taking off. I'm taking off. So the word take off is having different meanings. We know that. I'm taking off. It means this phrasal verb take off means I'm leaving. But if I put in place of I am, if I put the plane is taking off. So over here it means the plane is leaving the ground. So the plane is taking off means the plane is leaving the ground. Similarly, sentence number 2, she took off her shoes. She took off her shoes. Over here, the phrasal verb took off means to remove. She took off her shoes. It's often used for removing items of clothing. So in this sentence, she took off her shoes means she removed her shoes and got relaxed. So sentence number 3 is our website is taking off. Again, the phrasal verb taking off, like took off in second sentence and taking off in the first sentence, it has different meanings over here. Our website is taking off. It means that it is a good thing in this case. Our website is successful. So over here it means successful. When something takes off, it becomes successful. So our website is taking off means it is doing good. It is becoming successful. Now, some phrasal verbs are separable while the others are inseparable. It means, separable means that they can be separated by other words. For example, if I say pick up, so we can put another word in between pick and up, which is a phrasal verb. So we can say that pick it up. So in this case, we can see that the word it has been put in between pick and up, means verb and preposition, they are separated by a pronoun that is it. So in this case, we can see that pick it up. So if the phrasal verb can be separated by other words, that becomes a phrasal verb that is separable or separable. Whereas inseparable phrasal verbs are those where we cannot put a pronoun or any other word in between the verb and the preposition means phrasal verb. So, but some phrasal verbs are totally inseparable. It means that they cannot be separated. For example, if I say the phrasal verb come by, it is totally inseparable. It cannot be separated by any other word in between come and by. So come by has to be used together. Let's see a few examples in order to understand the concept and consolidate it. Now in sentence number 1, she picked up the mail. So picked up is a phrasal verb that cannot be separated. So we cannot put other word over here. So it is actually inseparable phrasal verb. She picked up the mail. But in sentence number 2, she picked it up. She picked it up. We can see that one thing you cannot do is that she picked it up. So it is over there. So it is actually separating picked from up, and this is a separable phrasal verb over here. Picked it up. One thing you cannot do is put a pronoun after a phrasal verb. We cannot say we cannot write or say she picked up it. So we cannot put a pronoun just after the phrasal verb. So don't say he picked up it or she picked up it. This is a wrong or incorrect speech, or this is a structure which is totally wrong. As I mentioned earlier that he came by my house, so come by is a phrasal verb that is totally inseparable. We cannot insert or put some other word in between come or by. He came by my house. So it is an inseparable phrasal verb. Likewise, he came by. So this is also an inseparable phrasal verb. But if I say check it out, so over here check out is being inserted by, or there is a pronoun that is it that is separating it. Check out is being separated by the word it. So it means that check out is a separable phrasal verb. Now let's take few more examples in order to consolidate the concept. When I got up this morning, I went to my farm or my farmhouse. When I got up, so this is inseparable. This is we can say that when I got up, we cannot put any other word between, so it is inseparable. I went for a ride on my bike. Number 2, I went for a ride on my bike. So again we can see that ride on my bike and went for, these are the phrasal verbs which are again inseparable. Number 3, as I was getting around the city, I happened to come across my teacher. So again in this case we can see that we are not separating these by some word, mean getting around is not being separated by other words. Similarly, come across is not being separated by any other word. So these are also inseparable. So these three examples are actually those are based on inseparable phrasal verbs. But as I mentioned earlier, that if I say check out and check it out, so we can insert it over here, so it becomes separable. So hope this concept will help you a lot in understanding and practicing your correct structures. Thank you.